He is our own Dr. Jerry Klein, supervising veterinarian, Chicago Veterinary Emergency and Specialty Center. You might be America's favorite veterinarian. Woohoo! There's a contest. The American Veterinary Medical Foundation does this every year where they look for America's favorite veterinarian, but they don't decide. All of us as pet owners decide, and then there's, I think, 1,000, and then they narrow it. Now there's a top 20. America's favorite veterinarian.org. Go there, vote for Dr. Klein, do it daily, do it often. Dr. Klein, first of all, congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor just to be nominated.
As they say. But
you know, it's true.
Truly
it
is.
really is. Yeah, no sarcasm there at all.
Yeah. Now, it's, I think, greatly in part your nomination because of what you lived through with the dog flu. And while you were nominated, and deservedly so, and for many years of service saving lives as an emergency veterinarian in Chicago, but moreover, you lived through an epidemic.
Yeah, I think that was something, of course, you never know when it's happening. In hindsight, you do. And I want to credit all the crew and members of the hospital and fellow doctors and at our hospital and surrounding hospitals to help find this.
So you were nominated.
Yeah.
Dr. Natalie Marks in Chicago was nominated as well again. But there are many veterinarians, and moreover, it's the entire staff that really could have been nominated for what you went through. It was like going through a war in some ways.
It's exactly what it seemed like at the time. Starting in March, pretty much in mid-March, I kind of remember posting certain things on Facebook, like something is going on in Chicago, be careful. Because we had dogs coming in with temperatures of 105, 106, pneumonia, severe pneumonias. And after doing ICU for 2 or 3 days, we started noticing a pattern that they're all coming from certain areas or certain backgrounds or daycares. And it was kind of like playing a little bit of a sleuth, kind of detective work. Amazingly, so we discovered it was some form of a respiratory complex suspected to be influenza. It wasn't until April 12th we got notification from Cornell through, unfortunately, a dog that had passed away. But because of that dog, and he was sent for autopsy, they were able to determine that it was a different virus altogether, H3N2, which unfortunately we don't currently have a vaccine for, and it makes the pre-one not effective.
So to get the technical stuff out of the way, the original dog flu that had been here, the dog flu we knew about in the U.S., is called H3N8. That's the strain.
That's correct.
This is a different strain that came from Southeast Asia. How many dogs were you getting on a daily basis at times?
There was a line out the door.
Literally?
They had to be 15 to 20 per day on some days, especially on weekends. The reason they were out the door, they were not allowed to be in a lobby because of possible quarantine. We could only assess 2 rooms strictly for dogs with have any respiratory signs. They had to be handled in those rooms. Everybody had to gown up head to toe, mask, goggles.
So you looked like you were...
Ebola workers.
Yeah,
yes.
you looked that way because you were wearing all
at
this.
At some point, it was scary because we knew we had something, but we didn't know what it was. And just the protocols that we had to go through, it was time-consuming and exhausting, and we spent many, many hours there taking care of these dogs, disinfecting, cleaning, making sure it didn't get out of control, and then getting the word out. We had to get the word out that something was happening. And it wasn't anything that I'd ever experienced before, and I've been there for over 30 years. And if I haven't, I doubt if many other people had.
Now, the dog flu in America has hit over 17 states. What should you look for?
The obvious signs are coughing, sneezing, and for any respiratory disease. The biggest change with influenza is a significant change in their behavior and appetite. If they stop eating and they don't want to move around, you don't wait on them. You call a vet, and you call ahead of time because they may have to take you in through a side door, back door. I don't know what kind of protocol various hospitals may have. They should have certain present at this time. Thankfully, the numbers have dwindled down considerably. We still have periodic calls come in, but the numbers are, it may be 1 or 2 or 3 a week rather than 15 to 20 per day.
Dr. Jerry Klein, thank you so much again.
My pleasure.
America's favorite veterinarian.org. Vote for that man.
Thanks.